Yeah. Okay. You were talking about what happened in Enugu.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Uh, I don't want to sound. I don't know what really happened. I don't have the full details. But as the governor of Anambra State, it will be difficult for me to continue with any commissioner that manages that kind of crisis the way lives were lost in Enugu. You know, I told you, I will have a Biafra Memorial Center. Some of us that were born after the war, we are privileged to speak with our fathers and grandparents, uncles who were involved in the war. Yes, I was born after the war. We met people who experienced it. But now you see so many people probably who were born in early 80s,
Yes.
late 80s. They are the ones driving the narrative. The truth is that at the end of the Biafran War, Igbos never hated their neighbors. That was why, despite having 20 pounds, people were able to move out of the Igbo land. They went to Lagos, they went to the north, and all parts of the Igbo land. And they were able to do and create the wealth some of us are enjoying today. If they were hating after the war, probably the Igbo land would have been worse than Somalia as we speak today.
True.
That is the reason behind my decision to establish my administration. We acquire a large area of land to build a center to be known as Biafra Center. The center will house the Biafra Museum with all the artifacts used during the Biafran War, books and materials on Biafra. Massive auditorium for teaching seminars and conferences on Biafra to expose pupils, students, scholars on the history of Biafra. It will be a world-class tourist center to be patronized not just by Nigerians. It will be compulsory for every student after your junior Y, what they call junior YEC, the JSS exams.
Yes.
You will go for at least a month at the expense of the state. A month training at the Biafra Center. I can guarantee that Ndi Igbo will fund it. It is not going to cost the state government a lot. It will give them the opportunity to understand, okay, look at, you know how much the state government spends every year to stop our brothers, our younger ones from celebrating the Biafra. You can't stop such. The state will be involved in the celebration. Because if you don't get involved, some other people will get involved and then define the narrative.
True.
The state government will be involved. They will look at, we suffer this, we suffer that, we're doing this, but what made us to get to this point is because we showed the love to the world. Look at what happened, and so people, we lost so people. Every family lost somebody. We cannot allow this to happen again. Even those people who were involved in the war left the Igbo land immediately the war ended to build the wealth we are enjoying today. If we try to suppress them, people who have no code of conduct, we define the narrative, and it's bad for our children. The state government, the Anambra state government, under my leadership, by His grace, will be fully involved. We'll be having lectures, seminars, people, the history, whether you teach history in Nigeria or not, only Anambra will understand what Biafra is all about. What really happened? How did it happen? We have people who were involved in the war who are still alive today. We have people who personally interacted with the people who are alive. They are alive today. In fact, a professor who is more like a mentor to me is got materials from Ojukwu with a mandate to write the history of Biafra. So that meeting that was held in Enugu, in Anambra under my watch, will be held with security personnel protecting them, not shooting at them. Igbos like meeting. It was from meeting that they built all the general hospitals. Most of the general hospitals in Anambra State were built by the communities and handed over to the government. So those people who are IPOP or whatever they are, if they are meeting, well, we know they are meeting, we'll be involved, we know what they are discussing. They should be discussing on what to contribute to make the Biafran land, if they believe in Anambra, to make it more habitable for the Anambra, for us to be happy, not to cause violence. And they deserve to be protected like every other Nigerian. It cannot happen in my state that I will have the commissioner in my state. I have no power to transfer commissioners, but I can decide that if this commissioner is not removed from Anambra, I will cease cooperating with the commissioner.
Okay, sir. Can we just, you spoke fantastic.
So what happened is unfortunate.
Yes.
What happened is unfortunate. We have no reason whatsoever to lose life. One person. Look at in US, one person was shot and the entire United States was shut down. And 20-something people, and the argument today is, were there 4 or 20-something? Can you lose one? How can you even injure one? I saw on Arise TV the people who were fully armed with achara stick. That was the ones I saw. They were armed with achara stick, and you were shooting gun, and you will remain in the state. I am the governor, chief security officer, and I will be working with you. It's not possible.
Thank you.
It's not possible. It's not.
Thank you so much. I know.
It's unfortunate.
I can imagine how emotional this has just gotten to you. And that is actually how emotional it is here with Private Television back in the studio. Spencer, any contribution to that before he gives us his final statement?
Well, Chief, you spoke very eloquently. Like we were telling, our hearts were going out to those who lost their lives. And obviously, it's an unfortunate situation where the armed men who are meant to protect the people will go out shooting. No matter under any guise, they had no reason to be shooting or killing people. So we all frown upon it, and we hope that the federal government does something about it and sees to see that using a sledgehammer to kill a nun is not the way to go. But Chief, all I'll say is please, like we were agreed now, please come on Thursday for us to go down the rest of the list, because I know people want to hear the rest of it. And
PrimeView TV, new media with a difference.